Hello everyone, this is part 2 of assets of a deceased person. First one, we talked about how to locate the assets of a deceased person when there is no clear list or a binder with statements and such. Now let's talk about, let's say you have a list, you have an idea what assets are out there. Let's talk about how you collect them. Well, it depends on the type of assets. For example, if we have real property, such as a home, land, in Oklahoma, mineral interests, you will likely need to file for probate, regardless if there is a will or not. Now, if the house is in a revocable trust or in some kind of trust, or if there is a transfer on death deed on file, or if it's in a business, in an LLC or such, then you will likely be able to avoid probate. But if the house is solely in the name of the deceased person, you will likely need to file for probate, get an attorney, go through the court system. Be sure to watch we have many educational videos on that topic, why a probate is needed when real property is involved. Now let's move on. Let's say bank accounts. We all have at least a bank account. Bank accounts have either payable on death designations that basically say when I die, when the owner dies, this person gets the account. So that would be something that the bank will tell you, hey, is there a payable on death designation on the bank account? They may tell you, sorry, we cannot talk to you about it. They may tell you, yes, there is, but you are not the payable on death beneficiary. They may tell you, no, there is no beneficiary. You may have to probate. This is related to the other financial accounts. They kind of work the same way. They have beneficiary designations. So again, we have several videos on this. Make sure you have primary and secondary beneficiary. But if a loved one has passed and you found the list and you know they may have a life insurance, some stocks, some retirement accounts and such, contact those companies and say, hey, I'm trying to collect these funds. Am I listed as the beneficiary? Or they may tell you there's a beneficiary, but you're not it, and take it from there. They may say there is no beneficiary, and then you may have to probate. They'll give you all that information. I recommend that before starting the probate process, meet with an attorney, make sure that's the only way. Because, for example, in Oklahoma, there is a small estate affidavit that can be used when all the financial accounts are under $50,000 if they have no beneficiary. So there are some ways there that you can work on collecting these assets without hopefully going through the court system. But ideally, tell your loved ones, tell your parents, grandparents, do it yourselves. Make sure you have beneficiaries listed on your bank accounts, payable on death, on your investments, financial, life insurance, and so on. Not just primary, but also secondary. For personal property, let's say the person only had a car. Cars, you go to DMV, there are some forms there that you could fill out, will, no will, and they will help you through that process. You may be able to collect the car that way, transfer it into your name or into the beneficiary's name, or maybe sell it. Other personal property, let's say jewelry, clothes, furniture, that's a gray area, really. It depends where this property is located. Is this in the real property? Then it will stay with the real property, or at least be administered through the court system. If, let's say, the person was renting or living in kids' houses, or they don't have much, then who knows what's going to happen with it. Either you talk to someone about it during your lifetime, you may have some designations in the will. I want my nephew to get the car, I want my niece to get the furniture, and so on. It can get complicated when you list things in the will, because usually the will has to be probated. And if there's no real property or no other reason to probate the will, that might not work, and it may not be worth it to file for probate just for a few pieces of furniture or a car or something. What other assets are out there? We talked about real property, likely probate, have something in writing, have a plan in place to avoid probate. We talked about bank accounts, payable on death designations. We talked about financial accounts, make sure you have beneficiaries, primary and secondary. We talked about cars and other personal property. I think this is all I can think of. If you have any ideas for future videos, please send me an email, mona@unitylegalservices.net. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always post educational videos related, like a series such as this one, or I'll be happy to start a new series if you have some great topics in mind. Thank you for watching.